Hello, Mimi's Munchkins. Do you like it when I speak in rhyme? Subscribe to the channel and like the video every time. Are you good for mommy and daddy? Did you brush your teeth on time? Great job. This is Luke. He's a friend of mine. Oh, Mimi's Munchkins, tell me some news. I'm a little forgetful, so I wrote down some questions for you. Mimi has some sponsors. I think it's pretty swift. They have to do with bowling, Jeff's Pro Shop, and Roll Fit. And if you like craft burgers, fries, and tots, this place is a winner. Head on over to Holy Cow for lunch and dinner. And to all my subscribers, it means so much to me. A huge thank you from Mimi. Oh, Munchkins, do you prefer beef or chicken soup? Would you rather hopscotch or hula hoop? Would you prefer the swings or the slide? Would you prefer to walk to school or take a ride? Do you prefer cold weather or very hot? Would you rather have French fries or tater tots? Would you prefer ice cream with your pie? Would you rather go on a train or in a plane and fly? Oh, Munchkins, you make me so proud. I think it's ready to read a book aloud. So sit back, relax, or snuggle in. Let me Michelle's bedtime stories begin. Today is The Big Cheese. This is written by Jory, John, and Pete Oswald. The Big Cheese. You'd better believe it. That's right, folks. I'm the biggest, cheesiest piece of cheddar around. I'm really something to behold. Take a good look at me. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Are you ever observed a more impressive cheese in your life? I'm not just my stature either. It's my presence, my vibe, the energy I emanate, the excitement I exude, the way I fill a room or a theater or a stadium. Wherever I go, I cause fuss. Heads turn, jaws drop, gasps are audible. That's why they call me cheese. Oh, say it with me, please. The Big Cheese. Ta-da! You better believe it. How did I get such a good, or should I say Gouda, reputation? Well, I wasn't always a big shot. I grew up on a crowded platter in a teeny kitchen. I was an unremarkable little curd. We lived quiet lives of pasteurization. But I wasn't happy with the status quo. Oh no, I wanted to make a big old name of myself. So I resolved to become a big cheese. I wanted the praise, the cheers, the spotlight, the attention, the ovations, the celebrations. I set to work and, before long, I was on the fast track to success. I dressed to impress. I shredded the competition. I stole every show. And then I'd brag nonstop to anybody who would listen. Hey, did you see me score that goal while I was literally yawning? What was the secret to my success? Well, I stuck to the things I was good at. That way, I couldn't possibly fail. Did it get a little boring, never trying anything new? I suppose. But it doesn't matter as long as everyone agreed with me that I was, oh, say it with me please, the Big Cheese. Ta-da! But then, one fateful day, I met Wedge. He was new in town and he seemed to be my exact opposite in every way. He was loud. I was loud. He was quiet. He was shy. I was bold. While I dominated conversations, he kept to himself. I didn't pay him much attention at first because why would I? I was too preoccupied with being the center of my universe. But then, without warning, everything changed. Here's what happened. Every summer, our tiny village staged an all-day cheese cathalon. Guess who had first place trophies from the last 6 years? Oh, say it with me, please. The Big Cheese. Ta-da! You better believe it. This year's opening ceremony started at 5 a.m. sharp. I was fully primed and prepared to prevail. First up was a foot trace and I zipped into the lead. Within seconds, though, there was someone on my heels. I could hear his breath, his pitter-patter of his agile feet. It was Wedge. I could not believe it. Oh, he was fast. Not just fast, but skilled, disciplined. He paced himself. We were neck and neck for most of the race, but when I slipped on that rue pebble, Wedge swerved, sped up, and beat me by a nose. A cheese nose. For the first time, I'd come in second place. Oh, with indignity. And there was no time to sulk because the next leg of the competition had already begun. It was a game of chess. Before I could blink or think, Wedge had taken my king in 4 moves, and while I was busy protesting to the judges, he'd already moved on. The following events were a blur of loss after humiliating loss. Hat making, we have sheep herding, and bread buttering. It turned out that Wedge was quietly excellent at everything. Even when he won, though, he didn't gloat. He was so humble. It was odd. It was disconcerting. It was absolutely baffling. Bird calling, finally I watched in dismay as Wedge trounced me one last time, and the day came to a bitter end. Well, bitter for me at least. I went through every possible emotion. Arrgh, rah, no, boo, wah, until it finally exhausted myself. And as I lay in the muck, I heard a thunderous voice making a dreaded announcement. First place goes to newcomer Reg Wedgman. Whoomp. The crowd roared as if its approval. What had just happened? I was honestly hard to fathom. I closed my eyes. Suddenly, inexplicably, I felt a sense of calm come over me. I listened to the breathing, to the steady beating of my heart. Yeah, I had lost again and again and again. But after all that, I actually felt okay, relieved even. I suddenly knew that my world was not going to crumble. I picked myself up, I dusted myself off, and I headed home. Before too long, I spotted Wedge. He wasn't busy celebrating or bragging. He was just watching the string go by. He looked content. We chatted for a bit. It turned out that Wedge had a fascinating life story. I found myself getting caught up in a big, great conversation. A conversation that wasn't all about me. Huh? That day, I realized something. Maybe it all didn't matter if I wasn't the best at everything. In fact, perhaps it was healthy for me to lose for once. And sure, my ego was bruised in the short term. But over time, I gained some perspective on what's really important. Losing taught me about empathy and humility. It showed me that I'd become so focused on winning that I was missing out on the joy of participating. And it helped me to see that I can live without defeat. That I can live with defeat. I get a bit angry or frustrated at first. These days, I'm trying not to worry about whether I win or lose. I don't have to impress everyone all the time. I let others have the spotlight. And I've taken up some new hobbies, just for me. Yes, I'm trying to be better wheel of cheddar. So now, when I brag about something, well, I mostly brag about my friends. Whoa, did you see that? What a move! Because it turns out that anyone from a crumb to a gargonzola to a fleck of feta to an unassuming wedge of brie can be, oh, can you say it with me? The big cheese! Ta-da! You better believe it! The end. That was cute, wasn't it, Munchkins? Remember, you are special and unique, and there's nobody else in the world like you. Now let's get ready for those goodnight kisses. Mwah! Now give them to Mom and Dad. Now scurry off. It's time for bed. Until next time, remember, Mimi Shah loves you. Good night.